Hi everyone, Dr. Talbert here to finish up our last three verses in the Psalm 91 project we've been working on for all these weeks. Let me read it. Verses 14 to 16. Because he loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I'll protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Now, these verses are really important because these verses are different from the others. The ones before, they've been a person talking to God or someone else talking about that person. But now, these three verses are God's response to everything that's been said before. So, it's interesting because it matches, in a way, also what's been said by this person crying out to God, that God will be his fortress and his stronghold. In the same way, God is saying all those things, yeah, they're true. So all those things that the psalmist said God will do, God is saying, yeah, that's what I'm here to do. So God talks about that person who believes in him in these three verses. And in those three verses, he describes three ways that that person's faith is shown, and then makes 8 promises to those people, to people who are faithful. So here are the 3 ways that people can show their faith according to Psalm 91. So in verse 14, God says, this person loves me, or he holds on to me, is one of the words that he uses. And the way that the psalmist thinks of that is someone who follows God's teaching, who is happy to do so, and who really is just focused on how can they please and be happy with God. Second, this person acknowledges God's name. That is, that they know God's name and they recognize who God is, and they know that God is the only God in charge of all the universe, that there's no other God out there. Third thing, this person calls on me or calls on God. And that's something that we do every single day, sometimes more than once a day, prayer. It's not just something that we do occasionally, but God is talking here about something that we keep on doing. It's an ongoing act of prayer. So the person who shows their faith, they do it in this way. They love God, they acknowledge who God is, and they call on God through prayer. And God then responds to each of those things with 8 promises. He says, for the faithful person, I will rescue him, or I will save him. And we see that in the way that we're saved through Jesus Christ. I will protect him. I will answer him. So especially when it comes to prayer that God answers, God hears, and God does respond to prayers. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him or rescue him again. I will honor him, right? I will put him in a place to show that he's worthy, right? That he means something to me. I will give him long life, and I will show him my salvation. And so this psalm already points us to Jesus Christ, both when we think of long life and we think of salvation, of our need to be saved. So that's it. We've gotten all the way through Psalm 91 together. It's been a good trip.